And I remember going to his house when I was like 10, 11 years old, and he had this huge house, and he had all these, really nice cars, and he was living better than everybody else. He was just doing better than everybody else. So at that point, it kind of clicked for me. I was like, oh, that's what I want. I want to do that. So, interesting. My dad was a business owner. My dad had a small business in Tallahassee, Florida. He had a 25 unit motel. It was a 25 unit small motel. I think we offered free HBO. We sold rooms for $29.99. So, I think that, the annual revenues were maybe $100,000 or something. So we grew up middle class, at best. But I was able to, so my parents and my family, they all pushed this education thing, because they were like, oh, we don't want our kids to struggle and blah, 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 and be a doctor or a lawyer or whatever. And I had one member of my family, one of my cousins, that was a very successful hotelier, and he was super, super successful. And I remember going to his house when I was like 10, 11 years old, and he had this huge house, and he had all these, really nice cars, and he was living better than everybody else. He was just doing better than everybody else. So at that point, it kind of clicked for me. I was like, oh, that's what I want. I want to do that. At a very young age. I was probably 10, 11 years old. I knew that I wanted to be an entrepreneur. So at that point, I started figuring out ways that I could make money. I would sell stuff that my parents weren't using, or my brothers would give me stuff, and I would sell it in the newspaper. I'd literally call the Tallahassee Tribune and make an ad when I was like 12. So I was super, super interested in that stuff. I'd call Charles Schwab because I wanted to open up a Charles Schwab account. I was like 12, 13 years old. And I had a Coke machine business, and I would sell parking spots for football games for Florida State. So I was always trying to figure out how I could do something like that was business related. And that just continued, man. I just continued doing that. Decided to go sell cars when I was 18 years old. When I dropped out of college, I went to community college for like a few months. And I was like, this is a waste. I really did that just to appease my parents at the time. But I dropped out and I started selling cars because I wanted to learn how to sell, and I wanted to learn how to handle all kinds of different people. And so at least I had that idea, at that age. I was like, okay, I want to learn how to handle all types of people. And I actually my parents gave me a choice of either going to a private or public school when I was going into 9th grade, and I decided to go to public school, or out of 5th grade. And I was like, I want to do public solely because I wanted to be able to handle the types of people that I was going to handle in life, right? It wasn't going to be the posh, polished kids, right? Those aren't going to be your employees or the people that you're gonna have to manage on a day-to-day basis. So at that age, I figured that out, and I was like, okay, I want to go this route. And then I just kind of, I sold cars long enough, and then from there I just gained more experience, and then the rest is history. I just continued. So I've been grinding for 20